Hello everyone, and welcome back to another episode of All the Mods 9 to the Skies. Well, last time we got this room set up for our industrial foregoing needs, and we have the all laser base and the laser drills pointing at that, and we have tons of stuff coming through. So if we just have a look in here at the all Lemodium stuff that we've got, yeah, we've got well into over 3,000 of all three of these ingots, which is absolutely crazy. But something I forgot to do at the end of the last episode was actually to upgrade all of my tools and armor into the next stages, so let's do a bit of that now. We have the smithing template for all Modium. We now need to craft that into the next level, which is the vibranium upgrade. So I want 7 of these. Yeah, let's do that. Take the armor off, and then we have, and I need some of the ingots as well, so let's grab a few of these. So if we put, let's do a pickaxe first, that's most important. So we'll have vibranium pickaxe, sword and axe, and then do all the armor as well. Now I'm not going to keep this like this, I am going to go up to the next level, but let's just see how this looks. That's pretty fancy, I like that. So now I need to do another 7 of those and then upgrade those into the next version. Oh, that was 5, wasn't it? So let's get 2 more of those, 2 more of those, and then finally the last version. Let's get 7 of these, and then we can upgrade all of this stuff again. Oh, I keep forgetting to get the, let's have them. So let's go a pickaxe. That looks pretty cool actually. Sword and axe, and then again do the armor. Alright, there we are. So I think I'm going to do all of these again and get a set of each armor and put them on armor stands, but that's interesting, isn't it? But it should be crazy overpowered as well, so that'll be good. Right, so the plan for today, you'll see in my hotbar I have the Alexa Botania, and that means I'm going to be doing a bit of Botania today. And the reason I'm doing that is I've just been looking at the quest. I was going to do Project E, but then noticed that I needed mana steel. I do already have a little bit because I got some from a quest, but I thought I'd rather just do it properly, get the mana steel myself, and to be fair, I really just like Botania. So let's get a few things together, find out where we're going to do this, and we'll get started. Right, so I just put a few things away, and I haven't actually grabbed anything because I don't have anything from Botania yet. So if you just have a look in here, all I've got is the recipe set up for the floral fertilizer. So that's obviously the first thing I'm going to need, isn't it? So let's just get a few hundred of these. Probably not going to need that much, but we'll just grab a bit. And I think this is doing it all with cactus, the way I've set it up. So as I have like 30,000 cactus, it's just going to cook up the green dye and then craft it into this. And this is what we need to get started so we can get the mystical flowers that we're going to use to craft everything else. But I thought where we'd do it as well is on this side of the island that is a little bit lower. And why are you here? Alright, I might get those. But I don't hate you as much as normal. So I was thinking, rather than having this little like slope down here and making it look natural, I thought we could actually do a little bit of building and have like a platform up here that has all like the Botania stuff. The stuff that we're going to see anyway, because what I was also thinking was having a bit of a area down here that we are going to see. So anything with the automation, I'm going to use AE2 to automate the living rock and the living wood, and that's not the prettiest setup, so I thought I'd put that in there, and then we can maybe have some drawers, or maybe have like a little entrance here and have a room that we have some other stuff, all made out of living rock obviously. So the first things first, we need to get started before we can get into any of that and do the absolute basics. So I've got some of this coming in, so let's just grab some of this. And I also want to test something out as well, because I think something has changed since last time I played. So if I just grab some bone meal, what used to be the case was if you bone meal these flowers, you get the tall ones, which is still the case. But how it used to work was if you broke these with your fist, it didn't drop them. You had to use shears to break the bigger ones. So let's do that. And did I get it? I did get it. So that is the thing, and you still get 4 from them as well, and you still get 2 from the normal ones. You do. So that's worth doing that. So I'm just gonna do a bit of this, get loads of these, and I'll probably just meal them all into the taller ones, and then we can get a little bit more, which is always good. And the ones we're looking for at the minute is the white ones. That's all we need. So right there, we now have everything we need to get started. All we need is 4 of these to get the pure daisy going, but I want 2, so we might as well get another one. I've got another one there. So can I just... Yes, I can just do that. Excellent. So I think there is a quest to get all of them. So I suppose we should do this. And Botania should not be in the magic section. I'm sorry, it's not a magic mod, it's a tech mod. So, right. we have pretty much everything. Right, so I bone milled that into the bigger one, so it hasn't seen me as gotten that, I don't think. Right, so what we can do is if we plant some of these down. Oh no, this goes into the tall one, doesn't it? Never mind. Right, let's just do a bit more. Right, it was the yellow one that hadn't got ones in it. And well, was it just the white one? Is that everything? No, the cyan and the magenta. Gonna need to put some of this away. So that's the cyan. And I do have the magenta, but I got the tall one. Right. Okay, so that was good to me. I think I've got all of those now. Tell you what, we'll just do that to claim all those. Right, so first things first, we need to get the petal apothecary. So that is nice and easy. It's just cobblestone and any petal. So we'll just do that, get a few of those. And if we come into here and we want the petal apothecary, I'll just go for the basic one. Just like that. And with this, we're going to put this at the back somewhere. Let's put it down here. And then we can also have a sink next to it, which is not the most magic looking thing. But as I said, it's a tech mod, so I don't care. Right, so we'll put that in there. We'll get our white flowers, our white petals. And we also need some seeds as well. So we'll throw 4 of those into there. And some seeds. And I'll just do that again. And then we have our 2 pure daisies. Now, I would think that was a quest, but I probably missed a step somewhere. No, that is it. So I'll have that. The pure daisy. And the next thing is to do the living rock and the living wood. So for that, all we need to do is grab some stone. And I am going to automate this. Definitely doing that very soon as well. But let's get some spruce logs as well. But let's just see how this works. So how I normally like to do it is put them down, leave a 2-block gap. And then you just put the logs around one of them. And you can mix and match these. You don't have to have 8 around each one. But I just like to do it this way. So I'll do that. And those will slowly convert into living rock and living wood. And then we can use those to craft the other things that we need. Right, so those living wood have now converted. And there goes the living rock. So we can obviously ultimine all of this. And then we might as well just put a bit more down. I am going to automate this. I think I'm going to do it in a minute actually. Because I don't really need anything else from Botania. I just need some... I'm just going to use A2 to automate it. So we'll just do one more. And then we can get it all automated. So next thing we need to get, which is the storage for all of the mana, which is like the energy source in this mod. And yes, that's because it's a tech mod. That's right. So we'll get that. And we might as well put that down here somewhere because these are going to be here. So we'll put that there. Now we need a way of generating mana. And the way I think I'm going to do that first, just to get going, is the standard way. And I think it is actually in the quest book as well, is to use the ender flame. And you just drop something burnable near it and it'll consume it and turn it into mana. So this is the first one we want to do. And to do this, we need to use the petal apothecary again. And we need 2 brown petals, 1 red and 1 light grey. And then again, seeds in the middle. So let's do that. Brown, red and light grey. So let's just turn all these into petals. And it was 2 brown, 1 red and 1 light grey. Might as well just grab a stack of seeds because they're going to get used. Put that in there. And we now have the ender flame. So we can just put that there. But to transfer that into the mana pool, we also need a mana spreader. So let's just have a look if we can do that. And this is using the living wood with a copper ingot and any petal. So that's nice and easy. But we also, to be able to link this properly, actually, we should be able to do it. But if we just put that there, that'll point this way. But if it wasn't pointing the right way, we also need to craft like the wrench from Botania, which is called the Wand of the Forest. So we might as well do that now, because I'm assuming that is a quest. Get that. Alright, we need to make the twigs out of the logs first. So let's get... You did not just do that, did you? Let's grab some more of that. Right, we need to do it on an angle. That's why it went wrong. So let's grab 3 of those. And then we need to turn those into Wand of the Forest. Like that. Okay, yeah, those are the quests coming in. So we have this one. And we've done quite a bit of this side as well. And what's that next one? Pulse mana spreader. Don't need that in a minute. I've got this. Okay, so we can just throw this coal block down here. Right, this is the problem. It's a magnet off. I'll have to put one of those coils down here so I don't pick things up that are on the floor. So that should grab that. And that... Alright, it's not linked. So if we just link that. So I'm going to shift right click on the ender flame and then on the mana spreader. So if you look at that now, it's now linked to the mana spreader. And that is sending stuff into there. Now this is incredibly slow. We're going to need a lot more of these if we were to do it this way. But there is a flower that allows you to burn nether stars. And I think those are crazy fast, as you'd expect, because you're using nether stars rather than coal. So I don't actually know what it is though, so I'm going to have to find that. We'll get that done and then hopefully start generating a lot more mana. Okay, so I found the flower that I'm going to need, and it's called the Wither Aconite, and this is from an add-on for Botania called Mythic Botany. So it's not in the base mod, but we're definitely going to be able to use this, and it is a little bit more complicated than just using the endo flame. So I need a wither rose, which should be fairly easy to get. A couple of black petals, nice and easy. But then I also need to do this thing called the Rune of Pride. And this is done in the runic altar with the mana diamonds. But then I also need some runes to craft that. And those themselves need to use the runic altar. So, and that one uses more runes as well. So I've got a bit of a rabbit hole to go down here. But I definitely want to get this done. So first step is to get ourselves a runic altar. But to do that, we need either a mana pearl or a mana diamond. So we may as well do a few of these now. So if we just come in here, we'll get some diamonds. I was just going to do a stack, but yeah, I definitely don't have that much mana. So we'll get some gunpowder as well, ender pearls, and also a bit of iron. So we can do a few of each of these, or maybe just one of each of these for now. So with this, with the mana pool, one of the functions it has is that you can turn basic vanilla resources into a Botania equivalent. So if you just throw the iron ingot in there, we'll get mana steel, ender pearl, we'll get the mana pearl, gunpowder, we get mana powder, and you can use other things to get this. You can do it with sugar, redstone, glowstone. Definitely have options, but I have tons of gunpowder and not really using much of it at the minute. And then the diamond turns into the mana diamond. So that was the one we needed to do the runic altar, wasn't it? So let's have a look at that. So that's this thing here. It's just a mana diamond and 5 more living rock. So this I'm going to put down here, because what we're going to do is have another mana spreader sending mana from here into this. So let's get that now. Another one. Oh, do we not have any more? Right, I definitely need to get this automated now, don't I? Let's just grab one more. And tell you what, we'll do one more. And then the mana spreader. I should probably put this up there, because I'm going to use it. And if we have that sending like that, it won't do it straight away. It's only if you have a recipe on there that it'll do that. Right, so I'm going to need to get this automated as well. And I know there is a really good way of using something from Create to do this, and I always put off using Create. I should probably do it though. I can't remember what they're called. Is it a funnel? Right, so basic Create stuff going on here, be warned. Right, so I've already done the andesite alloy, so now I just need some dried kelp. No, I think I've got kelp. I hope I have anyway. Yeah, got tons of it. Yeah, so that's from sieving. So we can go get this smelted. You know what? I should have a furnace around here, shouldn't I? That would definitely help. Right, so I've got an iron furnace. Tell you what, we'll upgrade this all the way. Gold, diamond, emerald, obsidian, netherite, allumodium, vibranium, and finally unobtainium. Nice. That's definitely not over the top, is it? So let's stick that in there. And I'm going to want the upgrade for that as well, so I can use power rather than fuel. So that's this thing here, the augment factory. So do that and then put that in there. Just need to get it on there. Okay, so now I can really over the top put my kelp in there and we'll get that. Nice. Okay, so let's grab this funnel, and I hope it's this thing. I'm pretty sure it works like this. I've put a barrel there and I put the coal blocks in there. I put the funnel on top. I think I can set this to go the other way up. I may need the wrench. Or can I do that? Right, so let's grab 3 gold plates, some of the shafts. I can't believe I'm actually doing Create for a change. And then the wrench. Right, so it's right clicked on that, and that's turned that up the other way. And now I believe things don't despawn on here. I might be wrong about that, but these should just be able to grab what's in there, and then another one gets sent up. We can leave that going to do its thing. And we are going to need a little bit more mana to do these runes, so I might just leave this for now. About an 1/8 there, that's not bad. So we'll leave that to do its thing, and I think I'm going to make a bit of a room around here. Don't know where was I going to do it. Yeah, so we'll have some, like a living rock platform at this height. Yeah, so where I dug there, I think that's about right, really. So we'll dig into here a little bit, get something set up. I may need to do a little bit more living rock to get this going. I'll show you the process of automating the living rock and the living wood. Right, so I made a bit of progress there, but I forgot to mention in the last clip that I'd added a ton more ender flames. Now, it's fairly obvious, as I was like stood in the middle of them at one point, but rather than just having the one, I've got 10 of them here now, and with this just chucking out tons of coal blocks, it's picking them up, and the mana is actually going quite well. So well over half now, so that's very good. So by the time I get this done, hopefully that might be full. So I've been doing a little bit of living rock and building a little bit of a room around here. Now, I did have to build it twice because I accidentally vein mined it, and I also vein mined these cables because I wasn't happy with where they were, and it also did all of these. I didn't realise it'd do different colours. So yeah, it got rid of all this down here, and 2 of my P2P tunnels broke, and it was a right mess. But I've got all that fixed up now, and all of my storage is back as it should be. But anyway, the setup we've got down here is what we're going to use to automate the living rock. So what we're going to use is the formation plane and the annihilation plane from AE2. So I have just set up some recipes for these, and I'm going to need 16 of each because we're doing 8 living rock and 8 living wood. Let's just get those. I think I should have everything for this. And we're also going to use the formation planes. Now, we have extended AE in this pack, so we could do the active formation plane. And to be honest, I did have a look, and I'm not really a fan of it because I don't think it is actually that different, and this way just makes more sense to how my crazy brain works anyway. So we're just going to get 16 of the formation planes. So the way these work, really, you should think about them as storage buses. It's not that intuitive at first, because if you put these down, they won't just export what you set them to export. They only export items as they come in. So the way we do that is we have an import bus. So we're going to put like a storage drawer here, have an import bus on the back of it, and then have these formation planes at the bottom, and they are seen as basically as storage buses. So they will import the wood or the stone and then export them and place them down in the world, and then the pure daisy that we're going to have on here can do its thing. So actually, let's put those there now, because I did get an extra 2 from a quest, didn't I? Yeah, so pure daisies are going to go on here, and if we put the formation planes down, I've got to be careful here we don't go in between, because that's really annoying. Just like that. Then we'll have 8 all the way around here. Now we'll do, so let's grab some stone, and just to be safe as well, we can actually filter these just by saying we only ever want this to do stone. Now, the way we're setting this up, it will only ever be able to get hold of stone. Didn't want to do that. So it's not really necessary to do this, but it just makes it a little bit safer. Just in case we change something later on, hopefully it won't break. Right, so that's good. Right, we also need a drawer. Let's go for the oak ones rather than the framed ones that we've been using. I'll put that like that, and I also want to lock these as well. So I'll just do that on there like that. And then the stone is going to go in this one, and I am just going to put it in manually for now. I may auto export this at some point, but I think if I just dump a load of stone in here and let it do its thing, that should be okay. And then we also want an import bus, and that is going to go on there like that. And then if we just connect this up, actually I'm going to need a controller as well, aren't I? Yeah, I did actually get some controls, so we'll put that there. Now this I don't believe will be powered yet because I haven't put this here, so I'm going to put, let's do that in the same place. So we'll bring this up like that, and then we'll put a controller there. And then I've got a quartz fiber on me, so I'm going to connect this up so we can use the power from this network but not actually connect to this network. So we'll put that there like that. Now that should connect everything up, and we should, I think that's it. Yeah, so that is now placed in the stone. So I'll get rid of that. Because they're going around the pure daisy, that will now turn them into living rock. Now, I think we need to get some acceleration cards in here, don't we? Device missing channel. That should not be missing the channel. Why is it doing that? Oh, it's because I've sent it out the same side of here. So I just need to tweak this a little bit. So if we get rid of that one, and then have that going into the underside of the controller like that, then at this side, all we have is the storage bus. So that's using 1 channel on that side, and that's using 8 channels from the bottom. Okay, so let's place that stone there. Now, we need to put the annihilation planes on the top, just like this. And then we can just connect these up as well. And the way these work is they're like, think of these as like importers. So these will only break something that it has access to store in the system. So the living rock is going to go in here. So if we connect this up with a storage bus on there, these will be able to break these and put them in there. But when the stone, it won't break them because it has nowhere to put them. Because the stone one as an import bus on the back, so it can't store anything in there. So I just need a cable anchor so we don't mess this up. So if we put that there, and then put a cable here, actually, let's get a storage bus first. Put that on the back of there, and then if we connect this cable on here, it won't connect to that one. Right, I need to make sure that doesn't connect there as well. So if I get another cable anchor, put that there. Oh no, actually, I've done that in the wrong place, haven't I? Right, so I'll take that one off. I want a cable anchor there. So those two connected to that side. And if I put one there, and do that like that, that has broken all of those. And then it should now start placing stone again. And then that'll automatically go into there. So I'm just going to grab a ton of stone. Just as much as I can fit in my inventory. I've got 200,000, that's ridiculous. So yeah, we can auto export this at some point. But let's just go with this for now. So I'll stick all that in there, and that will, over time, automatically turn into living rock. So we can put some cable facades on here just to tidy this up a bit. And we can definitely pretty this room up a bit, but now I don't actually have to do that. Now, I was toying with the idea as well of having two of these. So I'm going to put the living wood here. Or I could just do another living rock here, and then two living wood at this side. But I may use this for something else. I don't know, because I do want to do a lot of it outside, so I'm not 100% sure what I'd use this for. So yeah, I think we'll just go with one of each for now. We'll have the living rock and the living wood here, and then we can get on with the next bit. So I'll get this finished off, and then we can get on with doing some stuff with the runic altar. Right, so I've got all this finished now, and it's a little bit tidier. It's not the fanciest room in the world, but it's just functional and it does its thing. So I've got all the terminals at the back here, and that's probably because I'm going to automate some of this using patterns. So I like to have access to my encoding terminal and pattern access terminal. But the main thing is these things are working. So if we just jump back here, I'll show you what I've done. So you can't actually put acceleration cards in the formation planes like I thought, but what was actually slowing it down was the import bus. So I've put acceleration cards in here and at the other side as well. And then we've also just got a storage controller, and that is linked to the drawers around here, but not the input ones, just the output. So if you look in here, we can see the living wood and the living rock in there. Then you can see that automatically going up. But I haven't done it for the oak and the stone. I suppose we could do that actually, and then have the stone as a priority to come into here. But I've just filled them up anyway, so I think that'll be plenty once it gets through all that. Right, the sun's going down now, so we'll have a bit of a sleep, and then we'll get on with the next bit. Right, so it didn't take me long to do that at all, but I already do have a full mana pool. So I was thinking of maybe skipping the wither aconite, but the other things I want to do are going to use an absolute ton of mana, so I should probably do this. And it'll be a good test to see if we can actually automate this thing as well. Yeah, it's not going to be the prettiest setup because I do need to get some ME cables coming out here. So I want a pattern interface connected to a open crate above this. So let's do the open crate first, and we'll have a look at what this does. So this is just a block from Botania, and you place this anywhere in the world, and if you have items piped into it, it will basically just drop them all directly below it. So we're going to have it above here, and then it should, in theory, just drop them onto here. But before we do that, we should probably see how this thing works and do one manually first, shouldn't we? So let's try and get through some of the basic stuff for the wither aconite. So let's go for the rune of pride, and then we have the rune of fire and rune of summer. I think fire should be the easiest. So yeah, these are the things we need for it, and I think we should have all of this. So we need some of that, one of those, a nether wart, and a nether brick, and what was the last thing? And gunpowder. Okay, so if we click all of these things onto here, just like that, that will start doing it, and then the mana starts transferring, and you can see a little bit is coming out of here, but that's not an issue because we have some waiting there ready to come back in. And then once this is finished, all we need to do is get a piece of living rock, which is part of the reason we've automated this as well. So that is done now because progress bar has finished, so we can just click that onto there and then give it a tap with our wand of the forest, and there we are. We have our first runes, and that is the rune of fire. So let's do the next one by automating it, or I suppose let's see if we can do that one again by automating it. So if we go into here and do the pattern for it, we want the rune of fire, and if we do that and then create the pattern, if we then get a pattern terminal, and I'll get the advanced one because there's probably quite a few of these. So firstly, let's just use this as a temporary block first. Put that on top of there. Grab that and just put it on the side. It's not going to look great, but if I use some cable facades, I might be able to make this look good. I don't know how I'm going to get anything into there though. Can I do anything from down here? And I'm thinking those cables I've just ran should be helpful. But okay, so much time has passed And I think I have a solution for all this. So I have run this cable and I've connected it up to all the stuff that we had going back here. So let's see if we can jump through and have a look. Yeah, so this cable that we've got all the terminals attached to, I've just run that around here, and that goes down there and then back up through the island. It's not the prettiest setup, but you know, we're not going to be coming back here, so it doesn't matter. It has been quite a long time. I was AFK for a little bit, but yeah, we have tons of the living rock and the living wood, so that should do us for quite a bit. But yeah, this thing, I have been playing around with it because I was having trouble with doing multiple crafts, and I had loads of like crazy vanilla redstone going everywhere trying to sort this out. But it turns out it's a really simple solution that is built into the pattern provider. I'm going to turn this off, so I'll show you the problem. So the default mode is never. If you request multiple items, it'll put them all into here and drop everything all at the same time. Now it does work because the items can just sit there until one's finished, and then it'll grab the next lot and put them there. But if there's tons of them, they'll just sit there. If you've requested too many, they could potentially despawn if it's too long. It's quite unlikely, but it's better to do it properly, isn't it? So what I normally do is switch the blocking mode so it doesn't push anything in if one pattern is doing anything. But the problem with that is this isn't the thing actually doing the crafting. This is just dropping things. So once it's dropped them, it'll see it as finished and then drop the rest of it. So what we need to do is turn this on, but I'll just show you what happens. So we've already got everything set up, and if we just try doing a rune of fire again, see, I've done a couple in there. We'll just do one, and it does a minimum of 2, so I'll show you what happens. So it drops everything onto there. Now at the minute I don't have the final bit set up where we click it with the wand of the forest, but that bit is nice and easy. So once that's finished, we can click this. And that's that done. And I've also set up an advanced item collector around here. So this is filtered to only pick up the rune of fire, but I will put all the other runes in here. So we may need to do another one of these because there are quite a few runes that I want to sort out. So that works if you're just doing one. However, if let's say we want 10, what's going to happen is it's just going to send all of the items through. So this is 5 crafts and it's just sending absolutely everything. So as I say, it does work. So after this first one's finished, it picks up the next lot of items and it puts them on there. But yeah, this definitely isn't ideal. So the only thing we need to do to fix it, no vanilla redstone required like I was testing. We just need to change this to lock crafting until primary crafting result is returned. So we'll wait for these to do the thing. But while we're doing that, we'll craft up the other thing that we need. And that is the click machine, this thing here. And it's fairly straightforward. So we just need to craft a little bit of diorite. I don't know why it's diorite. Maybe because it's a white block. But anyway, that's all we need. So we just need to put this down and you can set how many clicks you want it to do. I usually set this to about 1 a second, and then you can tell it what you want it to do. So we can put the wand of the forest in there, change that to sneaking, and every second it's going to try clicking whatever it's pointed at. So I'm going to put this below the runic altar, and that, believe it or not, is all you need to do for that bit. For some reason, no, it doesn't have a tool assigned to break it, so it's a bit of a pain if you put it in the wrong place. Are you anyway? Oh no, I need to click this die, that's why it's taking ages. Right, so I'll leave these to do a thing, and we'll get the rest of it set up. Right, so those have all finished now. So we've got this set up the way we want it, with lock crafting, and all we need to do is break this block down here, and if we just put the click machine down there, and we can put this wand of the forest. I'm going to need to get another one for myself, but we'll change this to 1 click a second. Put that in there, and I can't remember now, is it right click or is it shift right click? So we'll find out, won't we? Let's craft another one. I'm gonna have tons of these runes of fire now, so we'll just go for one and see what happens. So that's clicked it. The item collector has picked it back up and it has gone back into storage, so that is now the auto crafting completely done for the runic altar, which is great. So all I need to do is set up the other patterns and we should be good to go. Now the other thing I wanted to do was set up another one of these for the mana pool, but I don't think I'm going to do that just yet because I want to move around where all this is. So I think we'll just get some more of these patterns set up and we can give it a go. Let's do the simple ones. So I want the rune of water, and there are a few things in here that I'm going to need to craft as well. So the mana powder and the mana steel is one thing I want to automate, but we're going to do the fishing rod as well. So we'll get one for the fishing rod. We'll get the rune of water. So have that. And we have that one there for our open crate, so we can put that in there. Might as well do one for these as well. So we've got the rune of fire. We need to do the rune of summer, which means rune of earth and rune of air. So we might as well do all of the base elemental ones first. All of this we should have. So that's rune of earth and rune of air. Now these should have it all. Maybe the carpet. I might not have the carpet. Let's double check that. But I should have tons of wool, shouldn't I? Let's do that. And then put the elemental ones in there as well. Next one I want to get is the Rune of Summer. So I don't know if I've got all of this. I definitely have. What's that? What about melon? Have we got melon? Got a little bit. So I may need to do something about that. But anyway, I've got the Rune of Summer. So we've got both of those. Can do that one. So now it's just the Rune of Pride, isn't it? And I think we're getting somewhere now. So should we try doing this Rune of Pride? See how far it gets. Because it will need to do all the subcrafts first. So it's quite a good test. Let's do that. And we've got everything we need for it. So let's go out here and see what this is up to. Right, so I should just be able to watch this. And it should do everything. So that... what's that one? That's the Rune of Air, isn't it? Right, so that's there. That's... oh no, it won't pick it up though, will it? And is that falling down there? That was a slight oversight, wasn't it? Anyway though, because that's waiting for that now, what we should be able to do is put those into there. And yeah, so now it knows it's got those. It can do the next one. So it's on with that one now. I think that's the Rune of Earth, isn't it? So that's going to be the same problem. So if I just pick these up and set that in the filter again. And then we can put that back into there. And then we should get the next one. Oh, that's got something missing, hasn't it? What's happened there? Right, so it's Rune of Earth, Rune of Air. Oh no, that's... right, this isn't going to work if I'm doing runes like that. Right, so the problem here is it's trying to craft this one, but it's thrown down a Rune of Earth and a Rune of Air. But this is set to pick these up. So if I put that in there, that should now start doing the Rune of Pride. Oh, that's Rune of Fire as well, isn't it? So yeah, so this basically I can't use this thing at all. I thought I was doing so well working this out. Let's put that down there, and that should give us the Rune of Pride. Alright, so that's done that, and if we just put those back in there, that should keep the craft happy. Auto crafting complete, well, semi-auto I suppose. So now all I want to do is the Wither Aconite, and this is 2 black petals, which I have just got. The Rune of Pride, which we've just done, but the last thing we need to get is the Wither Rose. So we could get a Wither to kill things, but instead of doing that, I think I'm going to craft the market, and then we can just buy it from that trader. So let's do that. Okay, and this thing is pretty cool. So if we just put this, you can go there. And if we keep an eye on the sky, there we go. Okay, so if we just click on here and look for the Wither Rose, we can just buy. Let's just buy half stack. I'm sure it'll come in handy at some point. So I think now we've got everything. So if we just get that rune, and then we can throw these into here. 2 of those, and a Wither Rose. Then finally throw a seed in there. We now have the Wither Aconite. And this is the one that eats nether stars. So we'll put that in there. So grab a few of those, put that back, and we can go give this a go, can't we? So I will need another Wand of the Forest, because my other one is being used in my not so automated system. So let's have that. And then if we put this down here, that is linked to that. So if we now throw another star down, it doesn't take it off the ground, but it actually turns it into one that has a durability. So yeah, these faded nether star, and you see all that durability on it, it'll take that down to 0 and generate mana from that. So I suppose we can use up some of this mana to see how well it does. So let's grab some iron. Might as well get some mana steel. I think I'm going to get rid of all these ender flames, and I'm going to do another one of these, maybe another 2. And then we can get all that set up and see how the mana does. Right, so as you can see, I have taken out all of those ender flames, and I now have 2 of the Wither Aconites. And I have these set up like this because the nether stars actually have to be in the same block space as these flowers, or they won't work. So we've just got these the other way around. We've got the funnels on the bottom, and these things are really clever. If there's something below it, it won't drop another one. So we've got one for each of those, and we also have a mana spreader for each as well, because these mana spreaders can't actually keep up with these. So it definitely couldn't keep up with 2. So each flower has got its own going into here, and I've also put the potency lens on the front of these as well, and they are very cheap. These, it's just the basic mana lens, which is just glass and mana steel, and then we turn that into the potency lens with the rune of fire, which we have an absolute ton of, so that's no problem. And all this does is send double the amount of mana in each burst, so you can see that going now. So once we get into the next levels, we're definitely going to upgrade these. So that's the good bit, and I have been using this mana up quite a lot as well to test it. And if I have a look in here, yeah, I've got tons of the mana powder, mana pearls, and the mana diamonds. But you'll also see over here as well, I didn't give up on this, and this is now actually working properly. So instead of using that item collector I had on the side of here, that's gone now. What I've done is use 3 modular routers, and all these have in them are vacuum modules, so these will just pick up anything that's lying around. But of course, we don't want that to happen all the time, because it'd pick up all the ingredients that are on here as well. So I've set all of these to redstone mode pulsed. So that means when it receives a redstone pulse, it'll activate and pick up everything that's around and send it, and they're all set to send into this pattern provider to send it back into storage. So this does actually work really well. And the important part here is the 2 redstone dust, because when this is crafting, it has a signal of 1, and we're not using that for anything at the minute, but when it's finished, it sends out a quick pulse of strength 2. So that goes into this NOT gate. I did try doing this with a repeater, but it didn't work. So I've done this with a NOT gate, so this is activated. It'll turn off and then turn on. Because when I did a repeater, it picked up the living rock was on there, so it was a little bit too quick. So basically just done this so it's the other way around. So it's not the prettiest thing, and I am going to cover all this up, but shall we just try doing one? So let's do the... Actually, if we have a look in here, I have set up all the pans for absolutely everything. So these are all the basic Botania runes. I haven't done the ones from Mythic Botany, but I've done all of the basic ones from Botania. So let's do one of the higher ones. Let's go Rune of Greed. Why not? So for that, it needs a Rune of Spring. I know, it actually already has these, so it's not that big a deal, but we'll get this going. And of course it's raining. So in theory, I should just be able to stand here, watch it do this, and that is going to use quite a lot of mana because it's one of the higher tier ones. But then once that's done, this will click it, these will activate and pick it up, send it back, and then it'll finally do the Rune of Greed. So that's about there now, so I'll stand back a bit. I didn't pick that one up, did it? But checking that footage back, I know exactly why that's happened. So as you can see over here, I have moved one of my Wither Arcanites, and the reason for that is it was too close to this. So I checked back the footage, and you could see that one of those nether stars was getting picked up by this. But now I've moved that, I've tried it again, and it does work. But I'm not going to show it again, you're just going to have to trust me. And it does work, it definitely does work. I wouldn't leave it not working. I think this video is getting a little bit too long now, isn't it? So I am going to leave it there. So if you have enjoyed this episode, please do leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll see you again next time. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye bye.